Now on 4 News Now, a weather alert day for the second half of the weekend. I'll tell you about the critical fire weather conditions in the forecast.
I'm not going to resist. Good. I backed away from that man. I didn't pursue anything.
New body camera footage shows a man's arrest after allegedly stealing water, then threatening someone with a machete.
Some people view it as, well, it's showing our citizens at their worst, or it's, maybe disparaging. But my counter to that would be, it's real.
The TV show Cops is returning to Spokane. We asked the sheriff what this decision came down to. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. And we begin with breaking news tonight. An electrical outage affecting customers with Modern Electric Water Company in the valley right now. It was reported right around 9 o'clock tonight. It's between Mullen Road, Appleway Boulevard, Mission Avenue, University Road. Right now, technicians are working on it, but there's no ETA on a repair. And we're glad you're staying up with us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. We are expecting an increased fire danger this weekend. That's why our team of meteorologists have declared Sunday a weather alert day. We'll be giving you extra guidance while dry, windy conditions pick up in the afternoon. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker is watching the fire danger.
Yes, a fire alert day for the eastern Washington area for Sunday afternoon. It is a fire weather watch from 1 p.m. until 8 p.m. for very dry conditions, breezy conditions, and that is firefighters on heightened alert. Gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour, relative humidities at 12 to 20% on Sunday. That means that any new fires could spread very rapidly with these conditions. Look at the forecast wind gusts on Sunday. This is just a snapshot, 3 p.m. You could see where some of the stronger gusts will be through the Columbia Basin, down through the Palouse on the west plains of Spokane. A little bit calmer in North Idaho and in the Northeast Mountains. Also, a very big factor, the relative humidity forecast Sunday afternoon, 14% in Spokane compared to 41% in Coeur d'Alene, in the 20s for Bonners Ferry, Sandpoint, and St. Mary's, but only 16% in Ritzville and 16% down in Lewiston. Our percentage of usual rain for the past 30 days, we are running well behind. As you can see, we're only 13% of average in Spokane, 7% of average in Ritzville. So again, any fire starts could spread very rapidly. Our fire weather conditions are more typical of what we would see in mid-August rather than here we are only in mid-June. I'll be back in just a few minutes with the first half of your weekend forecast and your 7-day outlook. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. This morning, the U.S. Marshal Service arrested an ordained minister named Russell Anders. The 55-year-old is facing 2 charges in Spokane related to rape and voyeurism. In Seattle, Anders is also facing several charges related to child molestation, exploitation, and voyeurism. Federally, Anders had an outstanding arrest warrant and is accused of producing and possessing child pornography. He was arrested where he was living on West Gardner at 11 this morning. It's still unclear if Anders is a practicing minister.
I'm not going to resist, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm not. The guy wouldn't quit charging me. He wouldn't quit charging me. I took water, dude.
This newly released body camera footage shows a man getting arrested Tuesday after allegedly stealing water and then threatening someone with a machete. This was on East Illinois Avenue near Perry Street. And according to Spokane police, it all started when someone confronted 43-year-old Kyle Bowen for stealing a bottle of water from a nearby convenience store. Police say Bowen pulled out a machete and waved it over his head when that person approached him and continued chasing him. In the video, you can see police circle the machete in red on the side there. Bowen is being held at the Spokane County Jail where he's facing robbery and assault charges. Well, drivers can now use the westbound Thor Freya exit on I-90, but the project isn't done yet. The eastbound I-90 Thor Freya exit is now closed, so drivers can reroute at the Altamont, Sprague, or Broadway exits. Drivers going eastbound on 3rd Avenue should also be aware of another closure between Ray and Thor Street. James Forsyth is the store manager of a gas station on Thor and says this is the 4th year in a row he's had construction on his corner.
It has really slowed it down. We were fine when it was on 2nd Avenue, but now that's 3rd Avenue. Yeah, I've seen a big decrease in traffic this morning, huge, less than what my usual Friday crowd is.
The city says the project will improve intersections, curbs, and stormwater systems, and it's expected to end this fall. The Spokane Indians continued their series against the Eugene Emeralds tonight. Both teams split the first 4 games. Sports director Julian Minnesone is in studio now. And Julian, the winner tonight should be in the driver's seat to win the series.
Yeah, it's a big series for the Indians. I mean, Eugene is behind Spokane in the overall Northwest League standings. Spokane won the first half of the season, so they earned a playoff spot, but it's still nice to get a win if you can. Indians trailing in the 3rd, but Bryant Betancourt throws out the runner at 3rd to end the Emeralds rally. That's when we go to the 5th inning, and G.J. Hill says, see you later to that baseball. It's his first home run in Spokane. He's only been here a few games, I should say. Indians, they hang on to win after that big home run there. 7-3 is the final score. The next game is at 7:05 tomorrow night. The Rockies right-hander German Marquez will be making a rehab start as he's coming back from Tommy John surgery from last year, so should be a hot ticket indeed. Live in the studio, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
Thank you, Julian. This weekend, thousands will be at the Gorge Amphitheater for the Beyond Wonderland Festival. Organizers are telling people to arrive early because of increased security, especially if you're staying on the campgrounds. Last year, during the same music festival, Brandy Escamilla and Jocelyn Ruiz were shot and killed while at the campgrounds. Investigators say they were killed by James Kelly. According to court documents, Kelly grabbed his gun from his truck and began shooting because he thought the world was ending after eating hallucinogenic mushrooms. According to the festival's website, everyone and their vehicles will be subjected to search upon entering the campground. Weapons of any kind will not be allowed, and anyone caught with weapons will be told to leave and could be charged with a crime. The families of those victims are now suing Live Nation, the owners of the venue, for failing to enforce its drug and weapons policies. The lawsuit looks to hold the company and others named in the lawsuit responsible for the security oversight.
Ron, he's one of my heroes. Always will be. I'll never forget him.
That's Mark Sams, a friend of the late Fire District 10 Battalion Chief Ron Cato, who died May 30th after a year-long battle with brain cancer. This afternoon, fire personnel from around the Inland Northwest paid tribute to Cato, whom many call a hero, including his daughter, who worked alongside him fighting fires with her dad. She told us today's turnout meant a lot.
It's swelling, you know. I mean, I don't know, it's swelling, it's happy to know my dad had that big of an impact on people.
Cato spent decades serving his community, working at all levels of fire and EMS. Station 25 says it will be renamed Ron Cato Station 25 in his honor. One of the most popular shows on TV is returning to Spokane. We spoke with the sheriff about his decision to bring cops back in hopes of recruiting more officers. That's next on Nightside.
Misty Dawn got her own private air show today when she was on top of Steptoe Butte when F-35s went zipping by on their way to the air show at Fairchild Air Force Base. Isn't that amazing? She says one of those pilots is from Rosalia. Thank you, Misty, for the amazing photo from Steptoe Butte. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV. 4 News Now. Expect more on air, online, and on the app.
Unleash the beast in the ultimate giveaway at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. Earn entries now through June 28th for your chance to win a new Ford Bronco Raptor. Only at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. You just win here.
It's time to celebrate all dads and grads. This week at both Cal locations in Airway Heights and on 4th Street in Coeur d'Alene.
And that means some of the best deals of the year on fun new rides for summer. Plus delayed payments until September 1st and an extra $500 trade-in value for your old ride. Plus, everyone can enter for a chance to win a Traeger grill at each location.
This is one sale you can't afford to miss. This week at both Cal locations.
picture hanging strips hold strong and remove cleanly. Command, do no harm.
I'm a real wild one. Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a Bronco Sport Wild Edition for $339 a month for 36 months, or purchase with $3.9 for 36 and get $2,000 wild bonus cash.
Things just keep getting better at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. Our all-new 175-room resort hotel is opening soon. Elevate your experience with luxurious accommodations, state-of-the-art amenities, and exquisite dining. Visit SpokaneTribeCasino.com for more details. You just win here.
4 News Now is brought to you by Pape Machinery.
We're just hours now from Skyfest at Fairchild Air Force Base. The weekend-long event kicks off tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. From air shows to a kids zone for the little ones, the community has something for everyone. Bronte Saratsky gives us a sneak peek.
This fun family event is free for everyone this weekend. Here you'll be able to see planes like this KC-135 soaring through the sky.
We're really excited to open our doors and allow the community to come onto base.
Starting Saturday at 9 a.m., Fairchild Air Force Base will open itself up to the public, allowing the community to watch air shows with planes doing stunts and people jumping from the sky with parachutes. It's all to celebrate the Air Force Base's history in Airway Heights. This year marks 82 years since it was established.
So we're celebrating all that heritage.
With how many people are expected to hit Highway 2 this weekend, expect to run into some traffic. If you want to check out the air shows, you'll need to get there early.
We're going to try to get everyone through as fast as possible. We recommend coming out early. So if coming over as close to that 9 a.m. as possible in order to get on base, get parked, and then out to the flight line to watch some flying.
And with the summer heat, you'll want to come prepared. Make sure you bring sunscreen, an empty water bottle to fill up once inside, and you are allowed to bring a folding chair to use to watch the air shows. If you plan on spending any money, keep in mind, cash isn't accepted.
So we encourage people to bring cards instead. That being said, there will be reverse ATMs on the Skyfest free space here where they can put in cash and receive out a debit card.
We'll have all of this information up on our website, KXLY.com. At Fairchild Air Force Base, Bronte Saratsky, 4 News Now.
Look at those skies. The weather's going to be really beautiful this weekend for anyone who's attending.
Absolutely. Little windy, well, especially out on the West Plains on Sunday, and it is going to be warm. In fact, today was the warmest day of the season so far. Made it up to 87 degrees in Spokane. The previous warmest day was 84. We did that on 3 separate occasions. 75 is our average high, and the sunset these days, 8:52. A lot of time to enjoy this nice weather. It is going to be even warmer Saturday. Then the winds pick up on Sunday, and that takes us into that critical fire weather risk. It will be slightly cooler on Sunday. But back to Saturday, it is not going to be a cloudless sky. We are going to be in and out of the clouds tomorrow. A lot of sunshine to go along with the clouds. 59 degrees already at 6 a.m. heading up to 71 by 9 o'clock. We're already in the 80s by noon with that mix of sun and clouds. Now winds on Saturday will be quite light, in general less than 10 miles per hour. So no breeze to cool you down on the golf course tomorrow, heading up to that high of 89, almost 90. I think if those clouds clear a little bit, we might hit 90 in Spokane. We are going to be at 90 in many locations around the Spokane area. That's just our official reporting station at the airport at 89, but 91 in downtown, 91 in Meade, 92 in the 9 Mile area. Meanwhile, we'll be in the mid-80s in Spirit Lake, Hayden, and 87 in Coeur d'Alene. Around the region, almost 100 degrees in Lewiston, 99 for a high, 95 in Moses Lake, and 94 in Grand Coulee. That high of 89 It's certainly above average, but nowhere near record territory. And the average date of our first 90-degree day is the 19th of the month. So we're right on track to make a run at a 90-degree day. The record for the earliest 90-degree or higher day is way back in April 24th. And the record for the latest, July 21st. Your high temperature trend over the next 7 days, we are going to be cooling down. Sunday, 83. Then we're down to 77 on Monday. Jump back up into the mid 80s and then cool all the way down into the lower 70s, which I know will be welcome for many people by Friday of next week. And that does come along with a 20% chance of showers on Thursday and Friday. It's not the best odds, but it's all we have going, and we certainly need it. As we've told you, we are so dry, and that has taken our fire weather conditions into the critical range quite early in the season, more typical of mid-August than mid-June. The conditions that we're going to be experiencing on Sunday. If everybody's very careful with fire and we don't get any new fire starts, though, it'll just be a breezy June day.
Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles is bringing the TV show Cops back to Spokane. In an interview, he says having these camera crews alongside his deputies is a win-win for the county and the community. But there's been some pushback to cops returning to town, particularly whether this might exaggerate the perception of crime in our community. Similar concerns were raised in 2018 by Spokane City Council members. Sheriff Knowles says this will show the community the realities of what his crews are up against, and he hopes it will give the department the edge they're looking for in recruitment. Here was the sheriff's response to concerns about overselling crime and overrepresenting minorities as the perpetrators.
I don't know that anybody ever presented any data that supported those assertions. Some people view it as, well, it's showing our citizens at their worst, or it's, maybe disparaging. But my counter to that would be, it's real.
Camera crews will ride along with the sheriff's deputies for 8 weeks. Sheriff Knowles says everyone who appears on the show will have to sign a consent form, and the county won't be receiving any money for hosting Cops this summer. Now to an ABC News exclusive on the University of Idaho student murders. A new book looks at who may have been the target of the killings and details what the surviving roommates were said to be doing that night. ABC's Kana Whitworth sat down with the author ahead of its release.
This morning, new reporting about the murders of 4 University of Idaho students detailed in the new book, When the Night Comes Falling, by author Howard Bloom.
The lucky break I had in this story is I got out there early. I went out before there was a suspect. And so I was able to talk with many people in law enforcement while they were in the hunt.
The book shares the months leading up to the murders of Xana Kernodle, her boyfriend Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonzalez, and then that horrifying night in November of 2022.
In your reporting, you come to the conclusion that Maddie was the target in this.
The authorities, in their mind, are convinced that the suspect came in through the sliding door on the second floor of the house. Right once you enter the kitchen area, there's a bedroom that Dylan Mortensen was in. On the left-hand side, the right-hand side was Xana's bedroom. If he was just on a killing spree, it would have been natural, instinctive, to go to one of those doors. Instead, he goes up this narrow staircase, and he turns directly into Maddie's room. And I think Maddie was his target.
Sources tell both Bloom and ABC News that the 2 surviving roommates were using their cell phones to communicate during and after the murders.
According to testimony that was made to the grand jury, the 2 girls were communicating. They were texting one another, not just after, but at one point during the killings.
Bloom also writes about how members of suspect Brian Kohberger's own family were concerned by his behavior leading up to the arrest. Sources close to the family telling Bloom his father Michael was on edge as he picked Brian up from school that winter.
He's been reading the headlines. He knows that 4 students were killed just 12 miles from his son's house. He knows what a troubled son he has. The Moscow police issue a bolo, a stop order on a car that is a white Hyundai Elantra. He realizes my son drives a 2015 Hyundai Elantra.
According to Bloom's sources, Brian's own sister later approached their dad, voicing her suspicions about Brian.
She goes to Michael and she says, Dad, in effect, we have a real problem. I'm starting to believe that Brian could be involved in these killings. And what does Michael do? He can't confront it. He just turns around and walks away.
And shortly after that, on December 30th of 2022, Brian was arrested at his parents' home. The Koberger family not commenting on the claims in Bloom's book. Bloom also detailed Kaylee's father's tireless pursuit of answers, but the Gonzalez family telling ABC News they have never spoken with Mr. Bloom about the contents of this book. Kana Whitworth, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Summer has arrived, and that means barbecues on the back deck. And nobody has a better selection of decking than the decking pros at Windsor Plywood. Whatever you need, Windsor has it, including great railing options.
Windsor Plywood.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now. Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
92.9 ZZU.
The main event open house is on now at R&R RV Center in North Spokane. See the top-selling motorhomes, toy haulers, fifth wheels, and travel trailers from the nation's top brands. Tour our service center, stock up in the parts department, and enjoy free barbecue on Saturday. Every RV open and marked with a low sale price. Bring your trade and save during the main event open house. Happening now through June 22nd. Only at R&R RV Center, 525 East Francis, North Spokane.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Summer has arrived, and that means barbecues on the back deck. And nobody has a better selection of decking than the decking pros at Windsor Plywood. Whatever you need, Windsor has it, including great railing options.
Windsor Plywood.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Festival at Sandpoint.
Thanks for staying up with Nightside. We do have some news to share with you about our radio stations here at KXLY. KXLY 920 AM and 92.9 ZZU. Radio managers made the difficult decision to cancel morning shows on both of those stations, impacting not only viewers, but some of our dear friends. This includes the beloved Dave Ken and Molly Show, which has been a part of Spokane radio for decades. Vice President of Radio, Terry Garris, releasing this statement saying, we are restructuring operations to reflect current economic conditions while maintaining our commitment to our loyal listeners, partners, and community into the future. Well, Sunday, triathletes from around the world will compete in a 1.2-mile swim in Lake Coeur d'Alene, a 56-mile bike ride, and a 13.1-mile run in Coeur d'Alene's annual Ironman 70.3. As race organizers get ready for Sunday, one official says over 2,000 athletes have signed up for this year's big race. And restaurants are gearing up for those big crowds, like the Coeur d'Alene Resort's Tito's Italian Grill. A cook there says they're preparing carb specials, including pizzas and pastas. Athletes in town are also getting ready. One woman says she does triathlons all year long, but this one has a different meaning.
I'm a decent swimmer, but I had hypothermia in my previous race in Victoria a couple of weeks ago, so I'm a little bit, like mentally, afraid of that, although I'm a pretty good swimmer. But otherwise, I'm a strong cyclist, and I love running, but the running is always the hardest because it's at the end and you are really already pretty tired.
Alex Drew is back and ready to challenge herself once again. For more race information, you can visit our website, kxly.com. The NHL draft is a week from tonight, and the Spokane Chiefs have 4 players looking to make their hockey dreams come true. We take a look at each player and where they're expected to land next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, Plumbing.
It's the music event of summer, CMA Fest. With superstar performances by Lainey Wilson, Luke Bryan, Kelsey Ballerini, Keith Urban, Thomas Rhett, Shabuzi, Cody Johnson, and more. Plus epic collaborations you can't miss. Hosted by Jelly Roll and Ashley McBride. CMA Fest, Tuesday, 8/7 Central on ABC, and stream next day on Hulu.
I'm not going to do anything flashy to announce my munchies under $4. The items you crave, like tiny tacos or French toast sticks for less than $4. But I will do something explosive. At Jack, every bite's a big deal. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Researching childhood vaccines often feels like this.
When T lymphocytes recognize antigens,
they're lying to us. Vaccines are just another plot to make money.
The most important thing parents should know about vaccines is...
Accept my cookies. Sign up for the newsletter. Sorry, you've reached your free article limit.
There's a simpler way to get answers. Visit vaccinesmartwa.org.
Stay straight for the next 200 miles.
Get into an Audi and go your own way. Find your way to exceptional offers during the Summer of Audi sales event at your local Audi dealer.
Getting 2 of my sausage croissants with a freshly cracked egg for just $5 means you've already won the day. Add a sweet cream iced coffee for an extra $1 with any breakfast item between 6 and 11 a.m. At Jack, every bite's a big deal. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
The Seattle Mariners have had the upper hand in a number of close games this season, but that wasn't the case tonight. The Mariners dropped the series opener to the Miami Marlins 3-2 in extra innings. Sports Director Julian Minnesone is here with me now. Julian, you can't afford to lose games like this.
No, you can't, especially against a team like the Marlins. They're not even that good. I mean, they're not even in the playoff race. These games should be gimmies for the Mariners, but it was just one of those days. Happens in baseball. It was a promising start for Seattle. That's what made this one hurt just a little bit more. Mariners rookie Ryan Bliss, he was a bright spot today. 3 for 3, including this base hit all the way to center field. Off the wall it goes. A run scores for Seattle, and Bliss turns on the boosties and legs out a triple as the Mariners take a 2-0 lead. Mariners starter George Kirby also had a great start to this one. 16 straight batters he retired at one point, but he ran into some trouble here in the 6th. Brian De La Cruz puts a jolt into it. Julio Rodriguez can't get to it, and the Mariners' lead is cut in half. It's 2-1. Next batter, Josh Bell, and yeah, that's not good either. Kirby was rolling, but just like that, it's a tie game after the Bell home run. We would go to extra innings, and in extra innings in baseball, teams are given an automatic runner at second base. Miami at the plate, Tim Anderson hits one into left field. Dominic Canzone comes up throwing, but Cal Raleigh can't corral it at home plate, and it's heartbreak for Seattle. The Mariners have now lost 3 in a row. They'll try to rebound tomorrow against the Marlins again. First pitch is at 1:10. Spokane Chiefs star Berkeley Catton is expected to be a top 15 pick in next week's NHL draft, but he isn't the only Chiefs player looking to make it to the next level. Spokane has 3 other players who are hoping to get selected. Defenseman Will McIsaac and Nathan Mays and goaltender Dawson Cowan will all be waiting to hear their name called on draft night. Cowan is ranked 5th among North American goalkeepers. McIsaac and Mays are ranked among the top 115 North American skaters. One mock draft has Cowan as a 5th-round pick. Now, if these players don't get picked up, they are eligible to return to the Chiefs next season. The NHL draft, the first round at least, is a week from tonight. And sticking with hockey, Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final, Oilers and Panthers. Edmonton looking to force a Game 7. And tonight, they did everything to do that. Look at that right there. Leon Draisaitl to Warren Foegele. Edmonton takes a 1-0 lead off the goal, and Rogers Place is going absolutely bonkers. They kept the foot on the gas, too. Into the second period we go. Oilers trying to clear it out of their own zone. Edmonton, here they are, finds the advantage on the other end. It's Adam Henrique who beats Sergei Bobrovsky. 2-0 Oilers now. And if some is good, more is definitely better. Later in the period, check out this play right here from Zach Hyman. Gets the breakaway chance, and this is nasty. Edmonton had control from the jump. They force a Game 7. That will be Monday at 5 o'clock here on ABC. The only other team to come back from a 3-0 series deficit in the Cup final was the Toronto Maple Leafs back in 1942. Long overdue, I'd say. The Oilers will have a chance Monday in Florida. Next week, pretty busy week for us. We got the Cup final. We got the NHL draft and the Chiefs watch party next Friday. Hoop Fest, NBA draft. I know we talked to a couple former Zags and Cougs about where those guys are going. So it's probably our busiest week of the summer next week. We're excited about it.
Yeah. All right. Join us, and we'll be right back after this break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
At Numerica, you'll find money answers for street ballers. Get money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
Now is a great time to get an offer you'll love on the Accord Hybrid and CR-V Hybrid. Inventory is here, so bring on the fun. Bring on the weekend getaways. Bring on the memories. And get a great offer on a Honda, named the 2023 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value Brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
Calling all captains. Whether you're a pontoon pirate with a large crew or a solo rider who carves up glassy lakes, all wakes lead to Allsport. Allsport has a huge selection of Sea-Doo watercraft. Who has it all? Allsport has it all. Join our local team in celebrating 40 years in business. Financing available on Can-Am, Riker, Spyder, and more. If you're looking to make 2024 the most adventurous year yet, then have it all at Allsport. Just off I-90 in Liberty Lake.
This summer, if you're looking for fun new adventures in a new Jeep, nobody has a better selection at better prices than the saving superstars at Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep. Dishman Dodge! For over 50 years, Dishman has been Spokane's powerhouse, selling the best lineup of Jeeps for less, as well as the popular Ram trucks, with over 100 in stock currently, making Dishman the only place you should go if you're looking for a new Ram truck or Jeep. Dishman Dodge!
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Warm weather for the weekend, 89 on Saturday, 83 on Sunday. Winds picking up on Sunday afternoon. That is why it is a weather alert day. There is a fire weather watch for Sunday. So we cool down into the 70s for Monday, then we're right back into the 80s. A lot of sunshine in the forecast.
I know. That part of it is really positive and exciting. We just have to all be cautious and think about our neighbors and how important it is to be fire aware this time of year.
Absolutely.
And Julian was talking about his busy week coming up with all the sports and all the action. So.
Oh yeah, and Herman Marquez tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Pitching for the Indians.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a top ticket in town. It's also Star Wars night, so.
I can't decide what's the bigger draw. No, just kidding.
For Julian, it's anytime Baby Yoda is involved.